Alright, so I know I make a lot of these videos, but, I'm really proud of my fish tank and what I do and how far it's come and how far it's coming and the plans that I have for it in the future. But I want to just kind of go through how the whole thing works from start to finish. So, yeah. Alright, so basically in the basement, this is kind of where it all starts. Right here I have a quarantine tank. This is for when I get new fish or invertebrates or corals. They go into the quarantine tank for about 2 or 3 weeks. So basically you just keep an eye out for any parasites or any kind of sickly fish. It's definitely an investment and you want to look out for your investment, so it's always best to treat and care for them before they actually go into your display tank. And down here is where I make my RODI water, reverse osmosis deionized. Basically it's a 55-gallon barrel, thanks to Mike Meisher. And I have it tapped down there. And basically when it's running, probably won't see it. Let me put the light on. Alright, so right now no water is being made, but it is preheated and it is constantly being agitated with a power head and aerated so the water doesn't go stagnant. But this is a crystal clear RODI water right here. Basically this unit will make up to 55 gallons per day. It slowly drips into the barrel. Soon the plan is going to set up my second barrel and have that already pre-mixed with salt at 1.025 salinity and already at about 79 degrees. That's my next project. Right now I have RODI water stockpiled, so that's great. Alright, then upstairs obviously I have the main display tank. It's a 55-gallon long with a 20-gallon centrifugium on the bottom. So basically what happens is right here there's an overflow. It's a standpipe overflow, so by use of siphoning and gravity the water is fed down to the sump right here, where I have it in a mesh bag of filter floss. That's basically mechanical filtration. It takes care of all the larger particles like poop and uneaten food and all that, and it captures it in there. From there, it goes into the refugium, or the start of my refugium. Basically, that's chaeto algae right there, and what that does, it eats your nitrates and phosphates. It also houses some little critters called copepods and amphipods, and that's what some of my fish, or at least my mandarin dragon, that's what he likes to eat. And they're also a good cleanup crew. From there, the water goes to the second chamber of the sump, which is my protein skimmer. Right now it's running a little wet. Basically what this does is all the gunk and proteins adhere to these small micro bubbles, which you can't even see them in that neck right there. And when they reach the top of the collection cup, they burst, kind of like they're doing right now, and it releases all that crap into the collection cup. From there it goes into my return, which is basically my return pipe. From there it's teed off back to my second stage. This serves as two functions. One for fine control of the water level, and also so it actually recycles some of that water that's quote unquote clean, and it reskims it. And so from there it feeds up to my return right there, which I have to paint it black, kind of like my background is. So yeah, that's how the system works. Also forgot to mention that I do have a heater down there. So basically what a sump allows you to do is to basically keep all your equipment down below. So otherwise, if I didn't have that sump down there, I'd have the protein skimmer hanging off the side, I would have the heaters in there, and it would just look like a giant mess. It's basically the only mechanical things that I have in here are my power heads. Alright, so to simulate current in the water, I use with the Hydro Corellia, what is that? Smart Wave. I just call it a wave maker. So basically what it does is both of my power heads are plugged into each side right here. So the left one and the right one. And it goes by 5-second all the way up to 6-hour intervals between switching to the right side and left side. It just simulates current in the water and allows for surface agitation right here, and that allows for oxygen exchange to keep the water nice and oxygenated. So there's 2 different functions. I can either turn them completely off, and that gets rid of the current altogether, and I do that for feeding, or I can make it so one power head is controlled at a time, or they'll both be turned on. And so right now it's set at 15-minute intervals. I keep them on at one at a time. Next is my current Orbit Marine LED light. This thing's really cool because it has a ramp up and down timer. So basically at 8 a.m. The blue lights will come on, which are these. Camera doesn't really do it justice, but they're really dark blue, and for about 15 minutes it ramps up to daytime brightness, which is what you see. Hit resume here, and that stays on until I believe 10 o'clock at night, or 8 o'clock at night, and then it ramps back down to the lunar lights, and then at 10 o'clock the lights completely shut off. So yeah, and this thing kind of has a cool function to it. Camera probably won't pick it up, but there's a cloudy day function where it kind of acts like there's cloud coverage. So it'll get progressively brighter and then darker. It'll throw a little bit of blue in there, and then there's a thunderstorm function on here, which will give you a seizure. So it's pretty cool. Alright, let's hit resume. And then this remote control right here, it was for accent lighting to start, which you probably can't even see it, but you see that light turning colors back there. Yeah, it doesn't really pick it up too well. I now use it for my my Chaeto algae because it's nice to have a full spectrum light lighting it, even though a standard 60-watt light bulb makes that Chaeto algae grow really nice. Alright, well then, as far as stock, this Yuma sponge that Alex Tamel and his mother gave to me is actually growing really nicely. The Paulson zinnias that they gave me, they just disappeared and they died. I don't know what happened to them. And then this pink hammer coral right here, which is doing excellent under this new lighting. It's Tiffany's purple firefish, the flame angel right there, and then cleaner shrimp. The velvet blue damsel, which he's going back to Animart probably tomorrow. He's a shitting machine. The yellowtail damsel, a pair of maroon clones. Then I got the 3-striped damsel running around here somewhere. And then there's my baby up there, a Mandarin Goby. Or not Goby, Mandarin Dragonet. So basically I was talking to you about those copepods and amphipods. That's what he eats. Little microscopic little bugs that live in the water pretty much. And he eats them. What else did I miss? Oh, there's the 3-stripe. And then basically I just have what's called a CIC, or a cleanup crew, or CUC, I'm sorry. Basically just hermit crabs, red-legged and blue-legged, nar snails, and turtle snails. Which this one's flipped upside down, he's trying to get back over. And these guys basically just go around the tank and eat all the algae and crap and uneaten food that rests at the bottom. There's another turtle snail right in there. And then tomorrow I have my auto top-off system coming, which is basically it's going to be a little pump that's going to set in there with a sensor that goes and return part of my sump. And basically what that does, it counteracts evaporation. So with this 3-gallon holding container, it'll automatically top off my sump. Because otherwise every day I come home from work and I'm always putting about a gallon or two in here. So yeah, it stays kind of humid in the house. And then I'm getting my bubble tip anemone. And those are going to be for the maroon clownfish, because maroon clownfish love to host anemones most of the time. So yeah, that's my saltwater tank. Hope you guys enjoyed. Doesn't look like much now, so I get a lot of corals growing in here, but it's a lot of work, a lot of dedication. If anyone wants to start a saltwater tank, you can definitely do it on a budget. I was off of work for 6 months, and that's how I pretty much got the kick in the pants to start doing this. But it is definitely possible. But if you really want to go all out, that's the best way to do it in this hobby. There's no such thing as doing things completely cheap and having them work out all the time. Just a little while ago, I put about 4 gallons of water on the floor, which kind of sucked when I was reconfiguring that sump down there. So accidents do happen, but basically, if you want to start getting into saltwater tanks, do your research for sure. Watch videos, read books, talk to people that actually do it. Later.